Do you die off spawn a lot? Then watch this video to fix this. Before we get into the video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe so we can hit 1000 subs as soon as possible. And let's get right into it. So off spawn, there are two important parts. Number one is the planning, the actually getting an advantage. That could be a loot advantage or a height advantage or a health advantage. And then number two is actually winning that off spawn fight. Before all of that, of course, you need a good drop as well, so you can actually consistently get the better part of the city you're landing at. For that, you need a very good drop map, so you can actually drop better than your enemies. For that, check out my website, esportxhub.com. Right here, if you go into the website and go to Dropmaps, you can either send a request for a drop map that you want, that's not here already, and then for the major cities we already have drop maps on here. So check that out if you need a drop map and use that to get a better drop than your enemies. So let's start off with number one. How do you go about getting an advantage off spawn that will win you the fight? Just because I coach a trio that lands at Foxy, let's take a look at Foxy for example. So the first part is where you want to land to maximize the loot, maximize your health, and get a good position, and get a lot of mats. So in Foxy's case, it would be really smart to land up top. You do have a mythic chest right here, there's a slurp van right here, so if you play it smart, your whole trio can get full shield instantly. Then you have this chest, and you can loot all this. So in total, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 chests, 10 chests if you get this one as well. The trio below has around 10 chests as well, but they don't have this slurp truck. So this way you can already get a health advantage, maybe even a loot advantage, or at least the same loot. That's what you want to go for. You never want to land at a part of the city where you get less loot, because then of course you have the disadvantage, and if you go into fight with only gray loot, you'll probably lose this fight. Also, if you only find minis, that can happen. So here, even if they don't get the slurp truck, they could fish for shieldfish really quick right here. One trio member could fish for shieldfish. So the next part after they got this advantage is you want to get some quick mats. Make sure there are some big rocks around or just some quick mats you can get. You don't necessarily need metal to fight off spawn, so it's quick wood, quick brick, so you can have around 300 to 500 mats each to fight quick off spawn. That would be ideal, so you have the mats advantage as well, because the enemy team might usually only have around 200 mats. Now the next advantage you get is that you land up here, you have the high ground. So this team's below, if they push, you know they're coming. But here you can basically wait on top for them to either come out here or come out here, and then you can get an easy beam because you know they're coming. Another thing you have here is that you can dip. You have these two launch pads, you can go away in this direction, there's some more loot here, and nobody really lands around here. So you can either disengage if you do get bad loot for any reason and you don't want to fight, or you have the advantage to start off the fight because you have the better position up here. So that's the 4 things you need to look for. Good loot. Loot advantage is number 1. Number 2 is health advantage, that's the shield truck here. Number 3 is the position advantage, and number 4, mats advantage. That's the advantages you want to look for if you are choosing a drop spot and you want to win that off spawn fight. Because of course, if you have the worst position from the start, then you will lose that fight. Now let's take a look at how you can win that off spawn fight. So off spawn fighting is a lot of box fighting. So for practicing off spawn fights, I want you to play some piece control, 3v3s or 1v1s or 2v2s, whatever you're practicing for and how many people you know are online. So piece control fights, and you can also do box fights, because usually off spawn you don't have a lot of mats, number 1, so you need to practice fighting with low mats, and you're in some sort of house, not necessarily in a full mid-game fight where you're just on an open field. So you have some surroundings, so you're in a house and you have low mats. That's what an off spawn fight usually consists of. Next, there is some strategy you can use to actually fight well off spawn. So here in this case, let's keep looking at Foxy, because you do have the high ground, you want to wait for them and you want to get the first beam. So here, because you know they're either going to come out here or they're going to come out here, you can wait on this hill, for example, and then you can wait for them and beam them right when they come up, either here or here. And these are strategies you want to look for when you are playing and practicing a off-spawn drop. You want to practice off-spawn a lot and see where enemies usually tend to land. So check that. Then also check how they usually loot, and you can check where they usually finish their loot route off and where you can catch them off guard. So if you notice, there's a lot of players that just come out this door, for example, and you wait right here. This can be a really good strategy. Then you box them up and you get an easy kill. So really think about what your enemies are doing and how you can cut them off and surprise them off spawn. And that's really all you need to know to consistently win your off spawn fights. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.